welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about changing habits and ways to make it easier. Hey Janine.
Hey Shannon, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good too.
Good. We are having a beautiful blue sky, but very cold day.
You're killing me. We're at 37 degrees and raining.
Oof.
It's awful.
I'm sort of sorry I brought it up.
Yeah,
I want you to have to think about that.
I wasn't going to complain about the weather, Shannon, but you brought it up.
Well, it's sort of our habit to talk about the weather.
Right, and I was trying to be positive, and therefore I couldn't bring it up. I had nothing good to say. I'm glad you're having blue skies.
Maybe we'll have to change that habit.
Maybe. Oh, you are amazing.
You didn't even pick that up.
I didn't. I'm less amazing. Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I think that just goes to show that we don't obsess on our topics.
That's right. That's a true statement.
But we do want to talk about changing habits today.
That's right. I think people perceive changing habits as something that's really difficult, and I suppose it can be, but it also doesn't have to be, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that I'm going to guess most of us, if not all of us, have had the experience of changing habits pretty drastically over the last 6 months or so. I know I have. And it's sort of amazing. Like if you think about it, like you said, it's like, well, I'm going to change this habit. That seems really hard. But with the right circumstances, changing habits happens much more easily.
It's funny to think of the global pandemic being the right circumstances, but yeah, when it's life or death, then we can change habits pretty easily, right?
Right.
But yeah, before we started talking about it today, before we were recording, I hadn't really thought about how many habits we've changed as a result of living with this pandemic, where if we, at least where I live in St. Louis, there's a mask law and face covering law. I imagine that's true in Portland as well, right? So
yes.
It's not just a matter of good practice, which of course it is, I think, but also obeying the law and just always having a mask handy when I'm walking out the door is not nothing.
Right.
And clean, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, and I already had a pretty well-established habit of washing my hands as soon as I came inside. Mm-hmm. I mean, like mostly I always did it from the grocery store. Like when I come home from the grocery store, I would wash my hands, unpack the groceries, wash my hands again. I don't know why I did that. That was just a habit that I had.
Oh, wow. You're a step ahead of everybody then.
Yeah, so I didn't have to recreate that habit. But
I sure did. I never washed my hands coming from the grocery store, and now, yeah, I do. I do go straight to the sink and wash my hands, and I also keep a bottle of nicely scented hand sanitizer in my cup holder. So when I get in the car after I've been in the grocery store, I sanitize my hands so that I can take my mask off. Because I'd rather not drive with a mask on if I can avoid it. But I noticed early on that when I didn't have that handy, I would take my mask off and immediately touch my face. And so,
right.
Yeah, those habits, or just the habit of with doorbell rings, grabbing a mask if you're going to answer the door.
Right.
Yeah.
But why is anybody ringing anybody's doorbells?
Right. Well, yeah. In my house, it's almost always a delivery person who isn't actually at the door.
Yeah. They ring the doorbell and then leave.
Right. But just in case, they grab a mask. Yeah. And I keep one by the door. I have a little table next to the door, so I try to keep that stocked with cloth masks, because paper masks, disposable masks, don't fit my face, unfortunately.
Oh.
So, because I have many of them, but I can't wear them. It's really annoying. I should donate them to somebody. Yeah. And then when we think, it's habits, but also lifestyle changes in terms of thinking about how we're, or at least in my house, how we eat. And, we going out to dinner isn't happening. And
right.
It used to happen on a whim. Just as something, or on a planned activity, but now we have to make sure we have food.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I sort of go on and off the habit of meal planning, and because I certainly prefer to make dinner from a plan rather than at 6 o'clock at night standing in front of the refrigerator saying, what are we going to have for dinner? So that's one of the habits that I'm trying to create. But, it's not life or death. It's just really, about being more pleasant. And I think that's one of the key things about creating a new habit is, with using meal planning as an example, it's not an issue when I need to do it. Like I think about doing it on Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon or something. It's not an issue, and so it doesn't really feel that compelling to do.
Right. It's not until you're standing in front of the refrigerator at 6 o'clock that it becomes an issue. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so the way to help make it a habit when you need it to be a habit, to help get yourself to do it, is to remember how good it feels at the time when you need it. Like on my Sunday afternoon meal planning time, if I think about like, oh my gosh, how good would it feel to know what I'm going to cook? Every day at 6 o'clock, I know what I'm going to cook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And feel that. You actually feel that in your body, don't you?
Yeah.
You're conscious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's motivating. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good tip.
Right. So, remembering it's all about the why, right? Mm-hmm. And getting in touch with like how good that feels and attaching it to at the time that you need to do the habit that you're creating.
Right. I use the my Trello, my beloved Trello daily task management board to create a new habit of taking my calcium supplements, which I had slacked off on. And then I had a bone density exam and a bone density test. And I just saw my doctor, and I told her, I confessed that I had slacked off on it. She's like, no, you have to take it. And also I was deficient in vitamin D. Big surprise, right? Because I wasn't taking calcium with vitamin D, and I don't go outside anymore. So, so anyway, I take calcium and supplements in my daily task management board with a little cute little sticker. And then I put a second one in that says take calcium again, because I said to my doctor, am I supposed to take it twice a day because you can only absorb so much? She's like, yeah, take it twice a day, but I'm going to be honest, nobody does it. She said, I can't even remember to take it twice a day. And I said, well, I intend my next time I see you to tell you that I could do what you can't do, and I'm taking it twice a day. And so I have a second one that says take calcium and vitamin again, and so far it's only been a couple of weeks, but so far that's been really motivating to me and helped me remember whether or not I'd taken it, which of course is a huge part of habits.
Right.
Right. It's made a big difference.
But you've actually sort of created something that's a really good motivator, is wanting to prove that you can do it.
Right.
Like wanting to go back to your doctor and say you did it.
Totally.
That you succeeded where everyone else failed.
That's right. Exactly. I totally want to brag to her. And absolutely. And I also will be getting my vitamin D levels tested again in 6 months. And I want to show that I want my blood to show that I've done it too. So, because she's having me take 5,000 IUs of vitamin D a day.
Right.
Yeah. So, so that's, I'm kind of, I'm quite pleased about that. And I don't know why I had let it slack off, but so far so good.
Well, it's easy to do. And with those sorts of things, the benefit of taking them is often so intangible and so far away that it's difficult to connect it to anything you care about. So then it becomes something that you're trying to make yourself do, which doesn't usually work for very long, if at all.
Right. And then when you get that bone density test, it tells you, it gives you the real value of taking it. It's like, what I know my why on this one. Not only do I want to be able to tell my doctor I succeeded, but I don't want to fall and break a hip.
Right.
Yeah. So, it's it was a humbling thing, that bone density test.
Yeah, I have a little bit of personal maintenance to catch up with, like that.
Nicely put. I like that. And then I think that, with things like daily habits like that, sometimes it's so tricky, for me anyway, to remember whether I've done certain things, like giving Bix his pill. It's an allergy pill. It's so unremarkable that it's hard to remember if it was yesterday or today that I did something. And I haven't really come up with the best solution for that, except he gets it most days.
Well, and that's when it becomes really important to have some sort of system, like, with your Trello board. Why isn't that on your Trello board?
You know what?
You should be getting confetti for that.
I should be. I've got Walk Bix and Walk Bix again on my Trello board, because Barry can't walk him these days. So, that needs to be on there. That's good. Although I do have take pulse ox measurement and I on there, and I don't remember whether it was today or yesterday I did it, because it's so nothing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's probably so far away from there's such a distance between when you do it and when you would mark it on your Trello board.
Right.
Like you would have to create the habit of marking it as done on your Trello board immediately after doing it.
Right. Which is something I could do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's the part of the problem of the world that we live in now, is that for most of us, all our days are pretty similar, and there isn't a lot distinctive and unique from day to day, so it's hard to remember whether you did some of the more mundane things. So creating systems that let you know whether you did it. I mean, it could be as simple as, even though you're only giving Bix 1 pill a day, putting it in a pill box. So it's obvious whether you gave him his Tuesday pill or not.
Right. That's true.
Even though it sort of seems like an extra step, it takes away the worry of knowing whether or not you did it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And certainly I have pill boxes. Maybe I'll give that a shot.
Yeah. But, either somehow tracking in some way that you did it can make a real difference in creating that habit and making sure that it's a lasting habit.
I wish I could just ask him.
I know. Did I give you your pill? He'd be like, yeah, but that might have been yesterday.
No, he would just say yes, because he doesn't want me, because he's somebody who I have to open his mouth and jam it in.
Oh,
yeah.
He's not let me lick that cream cheese off your finger. I don't know if there was a pill in it or not.
Yeah, he's not one of those dogs. Unlike Scout. Remember, Scout would take anything wrapped in cream cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and when Bix was a puppy, he used to just take a pill. You just hand it to him like it was a treat, like the pill itself was a treat, and he'd swallow it.
Oh my
But
gosh.
that's changed. Yeah, he's grown up on me.
He's smart.
He's very smart. But that's great food for thought. Like, yeah. So it's these things. I feel like there's so many other. Just putting on a mask, not leaving my mask in the car when I go to the grocery store, is actually I'm doing okay. I'm doing great with that. But it wasn't easy at the beginning.
Right.
Like I'd get to the door, oh man, turn around and go get the mask.
Yeah.
But now it feels so natural to put it on. I'd feel naked trying to go in without it.
I know, it's so weird. And it's sort of amazing. Like it really shows you like your capacity to change. Like it did not take long for me to go from like it would never occur to me to do or not do this thing to, oh my God, I can't believe we ever did or didn't do this thing.
Right. And also now we don't even notice whether I don't notice if someone's wearing a mask. I notice if they're not wearing a mask, but I don't notice if they're wearing a mask. Like, how weird is that?
Right.
That's how we live.
It's really weird. And it's still weird to me to watch TV shows and see people not wearing masks.
Yeah.
I noticed an ad came up on something I was watching, and I think it was an ad for like an insurance thing or something. And so it was like a doctor and a patient, and they were both wearing masks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then it was like, the phlebotomist came in to draw the person's blood and was wearing a mask and a shield. And they were all standing, 6 feet apart. And it was very interesting because it both seemed completely normal and also very crazy.
Yeah. It's like that commercials were the last frontier, or TV shows. I mean, we've had one, I can think of one, maybe there's more TV series that's happened, I can think of 2 post COVID. But mostly everything we watched was before the pandemic, so we haven't seen that stuff. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, so it was very interesting to see this ad that, met all the social distancing guidelines and mask wearing and everything.
Yep. I think it shows that it's here to stay, and these habits that we're creating or changing are probably going to turn into lasting habits that we need.
Right. I think so.
And some of them are beneficial regardless of whether or not there's a pandemic. Like, I'm now somebody who washes my hands when I come home from the grocery store. That would have been good to do before now, probably.
Yeah.
So it's probably better for me that I now wash my hands a lot more.
It's interesting. I took a workshop recently on creating a writing practice during the pandemic. And during the workshop, the people giving it asked a series of questions and said, just answer them. Don't think too much about it. And one of the questions is, when's your favorite time to write? And without thinking about it, I put late afternoon, which is really strange because I've been trying to create this habit of writing in the morning and it's not working. And it never occurred to me to create the habit in the afternoon.
Wow, that's interesting. So you've been trying to make a choice that didn't feel natural to you, perhaps because it felt like when you should or would want to do it.
Yeah. It seems reasonable to want to get up and have as part of my morning routine time to write, but I think for this particular kind of writing that I want to be doing, I don't think my brain's awake enough, and it would be far better for me to do it in that afternoon. And it just never occurred to me.
Have you tried it yet?
I did a little bit yesterday, and it's great. Yeah, in the afternoon. I'm a weird person where like my peak time is basically like 3 to 7.
I believe that. I've shared hotel rooms with you. I know what you're like in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3. That's interesting. And I'm just really tired from 3 to 7.
Yeah. I think most people are.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's really
And
cool.
I think most people are either morning people or night people. And I'm apparently a late afternoon person.
Yeah. Well, and I used to try to do yoga after I finished working for the day. So like as a transition point between work and evening. So 5:30 or whatever. It was brutal. And now I do it as a transition from like morning computer work to walking Bix. So I do it before a shower, at whatever time that might be, let's say 8 in the morning. It's great.
Right.
Love it. Never, I love it. It's a great way to start the day. So I don't know what made me think it made sense to do it in the late afternoon. I think because it felt like mind.
It was when you were doing it before, you were doing it in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was not.
And you were enjoying it.
I enjoyed the yoga. Oh, yeah. You're right. When I said it was brutal, it wasn't the yoga. I love that. It was getting myself to do it then. That was the problem. It was a really difficult time for me to do it. And, so I did like it, and I was glad I did it. But it was easy for me to fall off the wagon as well. So now that I've got the spot that's really the right spot for my day, like, like you're writing, it's made all the difference. I don't even consider skipping it. I mean, sometimes I do a really short practice, but I always do it.
Right. Well, and I think that's a really good thing to notice. Like if there's a habit that you're trying to change or a new habit that you're trying to create, mess around with it a little bit. Try different times or different ways to do it, or approach it just slightly differently, and it may make all the difference in the world.
Mm-hmm. Right. And this pandemic has taught us that we're able to change our habits. So let's harness that.
Yeah. And I do want to say one more thing about habits that we both know is very valuable, and I think you did naturally with that, is attaching it to another habit. So, before you do it before you walk Bix, you do it after. I can't remember what you said. You do it in between.
But computer work and walking
right.
Bix. Mm-hmm.
So after you're done with your morning computer work and before you walk Bix, you do it. So it's like slotted into this thing that happens every day.
Yep.
And finding a spot like that. And I think that's a little bit of the thing I'm noodling over with my writing habit, is what can I attach it to in the afternoon?
Right. Because ideally it's after something rather than before something. But
right.
It could be before your afternoon cocktail.
Well, then I would have to have an afternoon cocktail.
Yeah, I know. Right. But there we go. My work here is finished.
Excellent. Yeah, that's really funny. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe I could have an afternoon cocktail.
You're more likely to what about a chai tea latte? Is that what it is you drink?
Well, and that was pre-pandemic, was my habit was to go get one and work at the coffee shop.
Oh, right. Yes.
And so now I'm not doing that. And I'm also not going out and getting a chai every day. Many days a week, but not every day. But, maybe tying it to that somehow would be really useful.
Yeah. Yeah. A delicious warm beverage made at home, perhaps.
Yes. I mean, what's not to like about that?
Exactly. You have a lovely home.
So we want to hear from you. Are there habits that you're trying to change? Is there something you found to make it easier? We want to know. You can let us know on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, we're at Getting to Good Enough. On Twitter, we're at GTG Enough. The show notes are at gettingtogoodenough.com. And you can always leave us a message at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. But for now, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. It is about time for my afternoon chai. Maybe I'll do a writing session along with it.
Or have a cocktail instead.
You have the best ideas.